Hi, I'm Martin DeSantos, and this is my co-founder, Rodrigo Benadon. And kids love teddy bears. There's something magical about teddy bears. And, kids love iPhones, too. They're pretty amazing. What if we could combine the magic of teddy bears with the magic of the iPhone? What would that look like? Would meet Barry Happy, the first lovable, huggable, interactive friend who can talk, play, and teach little kids. Barry was designed from the ground up for toddlers and preschool children. Let's see everything Barry can do. Oops. Little technical issue. Let's start that again. The problem with Barry is that he really likes to talk.
Hi, let's have a great day together.
There. You can rub him. He has facial expressions. And he's got a dashboard.
Let's count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Shake
He also loves to play.
Rattle.
He's a rattle. You can tap him. You can shake him.
I love my rattle. Let's play.
And he can also play peekaboo.
Let's play peekaboo. I'm really good at it, and I bet you are too. Now I see you, now I don't. Peekaboo! Wait a minute, where are you?
But this is just one of the many games. He's also quite a good teacher. Let's see what he can teach us.
Bears love letters. Let the popping begin. A is for apple. B is for boy. C is for car.
But he's also a great performer. And he loves to sing to little kids. Where is it?
I'm feeling a song coming on.
Ring around the rosy,
You can join in if you want to.
bucket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
If you want to sing this song again, tap my nose.
But beyond singing, he also likes to tell stories.
Now, are you ready for a story? I sure am. The title of this story is Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Pretty good title, right? Once upon a time, a real...
We all know this one, Barry. But one of the most magical aspects of Barry is that kids can also take care of Barry. For instance, let's feed Barry.
Breakfast time. I want my fruit and cereal. Can't stop thinking about honey. Bananas have real appeal. Get it? Appeal? I'm so funny.
He's quite funny.
Yummity yum.
And notice he said breakfast time. He's aware that it's morning time. If it's noon, dinner, he'll tell you something different. I think it's been a long day for Barry. He's a very young bear, and he's a bit tired. So I think he's ready for his nap now.
All this fun has sure made me tired. Please lay me down to help me fall asleep. All this fun has sure made me tired. Please lay me down to help me fall asleep. Wait, can I have my goodnight kiss?
He snores. Good night, Barry. Barry was built for very young children, children who have limited mobility and limited ability to communicate. So it has several modes. You can do as I did, drive the activities as a parent, or it also has a toddler mode. Like when you turn it on, switches automatically between activities. Very young kids who cannot access the menu can just sit and interact with Barry as much as they can. So this is Barry. He's pretty amazing, isn't he? Barry's a bit modest to say so, but we think he's one of the smartest toys out there. He knows 150 phrases. Think about the other toys out there. Do any of them know 150 phrases? He's also learning new tricks all the time. We're pushing in-app purchases with games, new songs, new stories periodically. And he's also learning new languages. In the fall, Barry is going to start speaking Spanish and French. This is just the beginning of the Happy Taps family. We're very happy to introduce today, for the first time, Barry's friend, Puppy Love. She has all the same activities as Barry, but in a very cute puppy girl character. Where can you get Barry? I imagine if you have a toddler by now, if you have a friend with a very young kid, you're wondering, where can we get Barry? Well, it's very easy to get Barry. Barry can be found at Apple stores across the U.S. That's very simple to get, but that's not enough. We're now, in the fall, Barry will be available at Walmart stores across the U.S. Lessons. Okay, lessons.
Enough commercial. Let's go to lessons.
Lessons. Well, we've been doing apps for very young kids for 4 years. And what we've learned is that accessories like Barry help solve two of the most complex problems and challenges of the App Store. How to generate revenue and how to discover your apps. Revenue. Barry retails for $20. That takes us way off from the 99-cent App Store economy. In terms of discovery, Barry sits in the real shelves and window displays of thousands of stores. This helps and magnifies App Store dynamics. The second lesson that we learned is that creating accessories is very hard. You need a lot of skills to create something like this. So partnering with other companies, we partnered with Infantino, it helps you create a better product, helps you get to market much faster, and increases and improves your distribution tremendously. Happy Taps are available across the U.S. and it's very difficult to see it here on the camera. We'll have some in the lunch tables for you to test drive.
Let's hear it for Happy Taps. Okay, feedback on Happy Taps. What do you guys think? I don't think we have any toddlers here.
Is there what's the?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. What's kind of just a little bit more of the platform play? I mean, Talking Tom is obviously gigantic within this space of being able to stamp out lots of products. Are you thinking I guess there's kind of something competitive, or even you could do a Talking Tom type thing with Barry here. If you can just tell a little bit more how you go from here to a larger, expansive.
Well, there's no end to the type of activities that we can bring to little children. Talking Tom, again, without talking, it's just they repeat what the kids are saying. I'm sorry. While Barry is a platform of activities, learning, encouragement, learning, feelings, and we will keep on adding activities as we see fit.
We're trying to develop our own brand, our own set of characters. We've been approached by different people who have IPs, famous characters, and are considering the possibility of doing branded characters. But we we don't know whether we're there yet.
Great. Another question.
How long does it take to roll out a different character? Because obviously you could do the, what were those little pet thingies that we all had, like millions of? Yeah, I mean you could do it. Well, you could do a million of.
Right. It takes a long
A
time.
million
It
of
takes
those.
a long time. The scripts for these characters are written by a Sesame Street veteran scriptwriter. We take it very seriously about what.
So how
is
long?
being said.
3 months, 2 months, 6 months?
It takes a month to write the script. It takes a month to cast the character voice. That these are children actually speaking, and that takes a long time. To
So
find
maybe
the right
3
one.
months, 90
That's not
days.
very
It
long,
takes
though.
about 3
That's
months.
actually not very
That's
long.
not very long at all.
If you're going to do the 5 characters from Disney, 90
But all
days
the
each,
characters
no
share
problem.
the same type of activities. As we add new activities, we have to retrofit the new activities to the old characters, and we have to go back to the recording studio, back to the script writing, and that takes more time.
Great. More questions?
So I'm intrigued, but I have to say, so I'm torn. Part of me is like, the reality is that toddlers will have iPhones to play with. The unfortunate reality is that probably they have way too many iPhones to play with somewhere in the crib where they shouldn't be. And this is probably going to enhance that. So I'm very torn about the general concept. So my first caveat. Having said that, I think it's interesting that you have kind of like this distribution model where you basically use the box as marketing at Walmart or wherever else it is. And then really have this other approach to it. You did talk a lot about kind of like, this part here, which is, let's probably a zero-sum game when it comes down to making money on it, or maybe you make $5 on it. The interesting business is the app business, and you just explained yourself how difficult that is and all that. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear that you can do this better than anyone else, faster than anyone else, more cost-effective than anyone else.
And that maybe there's a $5 a month subscription.
Exactly.
And that you're not going to give this up for 3 years. And
Exactly,
then it's,
and that you figure out how to get it from 18 months all the way to 5.5 years. That's what I want to hear. Like,
That's a very long question. But
That's
it's a very good one.
It's a comment more than a question.
Right.
Like
Well,
Yeah,
we've
it's a
been thinking about this for a long time. Certainly, all of these things that you bring up you're right on the money. However, this is a product that will continue to grow as you keep adding new activities through in-app purchases, or sometimes we add them for free, just for fun. We're adding numbers, colors, more educational activities for children.
good. Any thoughts, Joe, David, before we wrap up?
I think it's really nice using the computational power of the iPad. I think it's nice to use the computational power of the iPhone or the mobile device. I think that they've become the new babysitter. Look at restaurants everywhere. Parents are using these things. And frankly, you're creating a device protection. So, the kid drops it on the floor. Exactly. It's a little...
It's broken now.
So that's very nice. I agree with these guys. A lot of it's going to come around the usability. Are kids going to engage and stay engaged? And how do you upsell?
Joe, any feedback?
I think this tied in with a kind of a chore, a system, then that's where you can get the subscription base.
So
from it.
Paper Cake plus Tipitap.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Happy
Something
Taps
like that.
Equals interesting
We
model.
have a lot of in-app purchases, and the conversion rate in the in-app purchases has been much better than in our other
Let's
apps.
hear it for Tipitap. Well done, guys. Very good. You can always tell when you have great products when the conversation is longer than the actual demo of the product, which was the case with every company this morning. Guys and gals, I asked you to rate the companies there, and I'll just ask you, which one is your second favorite and which one's your first favorite? Betsy, which one was your second favorite and which was your first favorite? You have to give an
Give us
answer to
one
this
second.
question.
Can you give us a second here?
I'm going to give you 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go.
I'm actually not going to answer the question. Well, you want me to? Sorry. That's the way
Okay,
it goes.
just take me through your process.
Yeah, I'm going to take you through the process here.
Yeah, take me through the process here.
I think that there's a lot that I liked about all of the products. First, I think y'all did a really neat job, and
Absolutely.
kudos for you for coming. Global imagination, obviously, the power of displaying that data is really, really neat. The costs are huge. That's
Yep.
not a kind of cost that any school in California at this stage really can imagine paying, and that's a
And
real
by California,
challenge.
you mean the
I mean the
brokest-
state of
yeah, the
California.
state of California,
Yeah,
the
remember we're
brokest
down
state
at
in the-
47. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a real problem
The worst
for,
education
for us
system.
in California. Paper Cake, again, the question that I really have is how are you going to distinguish yourselves from the other ones that are out there? Study Egg, it seems like it's going to be great if you can really get those teachers on board. Eduvant, really powerful
okay,
data.
But which one is your favorite?
Okay, so
have to
I
pick
have to
one.
go
You
with
have to rate them.
Eduvant because I do
Yeah.
feel that the data is pretty fundamental, and if
Great.
they can crack that, it'll be very big.
Big upside. Thomas,
Yeah.
which is your runner-up? Which is your favorite in this cohort?
Can I do the same amount? Do we have time for do the same
No,
amount?
we don't have enough time to go through every single one and give
so-
each one a compliment. Just tell me your top two.
So just personal preference.
Yes,
not-
that's what we're
okay,
going for here. Yes, that's
so I
judging.
really like global imagination. I can really see how that's changing how
Sure.
kids interact with technology. But of course, like the reality is that it won't happen for many schools
Right.
for a long time.
At half the price or a third of the price, you feel it's a home run.
I think it becomes way more realistic. Yes.
And there's no doubt they can get there.
Yes.
So
Yes. So I like that one. Eduvant again. It's one of those things. If they do it right, I don't have enough understanding. If they do it right, if educators agree with that, that can be a game changer. So I like that one.
which one's number one? Which one's number two?
I would probably pick global imagination just because I can touch it.
Cool. I like that. Dave, which one will you be most likely to fund, second most likely to fund? Which one are you most in love with? Which one are you second most in love with?
Well, I guess for funding,
Yeah,
we
you
don't
didn't ask
do-
me the funding
I mean,
question.
No, no, I
I
didn't.
couldn't fund either of those. By
Yeah.
the way, so.
You couldn't?
So
No.
Right.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
couldn't fund
Freestyle.
either.
My vote is global imagination, but Freestyle doesn't fund hardware companies. But I do think that as we look at different ways to kind of display information, you have 3D, you have this
Holograms.
global, you have this global view, and I think you will be able to get prices down. And the fact that projectors now are so inexpensive. I have a battery operated projector for $300 that it hooks to my iPad that I display on the wall. So I think he's going to be able to get the price down. And I think there's kind of a UGC component where people can create content that is within a spherical nature that that can be shared. And so I think there's kind of an interesting play there. I would say my second one, once again, great job with all the presentations. I'd actually probably go with this. I think that there is a play for
Tipitap, yeah.
Tipitap, which is a play for a platform with being able to take the marriage between kind of hardware or this case
accessory, I guess,
and
is the,
and mixing it with content.
Yeah.
Because Outfit 7, which is the Talking Tom, I think they've done like 100 million downloads or some insane number, and so it demonstrates that these little kids will play these products. And I think having an offline component is kind of innovative.
David, what were the best two?
So I'm going to go with, greatest potential for education is going to be Eduvant. I think the biggest question is scalability, implementation, and training, and getting through the school systems, the sales model.
A lot of issues around that one, but
Yeah,
again,
but-
if it solves
but
the problem, it's a
If
home
they can
run.
get it together, it's a home run. And then the other one I'm going to go with is Paper Cake. I think they've just scratched the surface of the potential that they have there. They've done a good job with user experience from what I can see. And I think there's a lot more they can do in terms of integration, even into the school system.
And if you were to put college education in there as a savings goal,
Yep.
you could totally convince all children to never go to college.
Exactly.
Joe, go ahead. That's great feedback, David. Thank you. Joe, what are your thoughts?
My number two would be Study Egg. I could see that one, a lot of textbooks companies saying powered by Study Egg or actually buy Study Egg and use it because
It's a tool that you've thought you want, right?
yeah, because the textbook assessments are horrible. So I think this is a really cool tool that can be mainstreamed. And I really liked Eduvant. I think that getting into the school districts at the 10 or 15 to 20K would be a good thing, but to actually build products because the software to manage budgets, to manage all that information is horrible. And so if they got in the door with the 15 to 20K, I think they can expand their market by themselves becoming their own.
Yeah, it sounds to me like, $5 per administrator/teacher per month would be pretty easy to pull off if it did what they say it could do.
Just getting their name out there and getting that first step.
Awesome. Okay, let's hear it for our judges and for our companies. We'll take a 10-minute break, and we'll reconvene. For people in the back, there are a bunch of seats up over here on the left, but let's take a 10-minute break.